Welcome to Georgia Digital Dialogues, a new podcast series in collaboration with the Georgia Technology Authority and e.Republic's GovTech team. I'm Helen Gang, Event Director for Government Technology, and this series is designed to spotlight the leadership, priorities, and real-world innovations that are shaping technology across Georgia today. 2026 is going to be a milestone year. Georgia is set to host 4 major public sector technology events spanning cybersecurity, digital government, higher education IT, and emerging technology like data and AI. I'm thrilled to be joined by 3 state leaders helping shape Georgia's technology future here today. Shanzia Thomas, State CIO and the Executive Director of Georgia Technology Authority, Nikhil Deshpande, Chief Digital and AI Officer, and Steve Hodges, Chief Information Security Officer. Thank you all for being here. Because 2026 marks the historic first that Georgia will host 4 major government technology-focused events. We've got the Georgia Public Sector Cybersecurity Summit that's coming up in March, Georgia Digital Government Summit in its 27th year in August, and along that we've got extra around the same time, the Higher Education IT Leadership Summit, and then come November, the Georgia Emerging Technology Summit for Data and AI. Shanzia, why is it so important that these events kind of come form as a cohesive series rather than standalone events?
Well, you got to think of them as a cohesive series because they're interdependent amongst each other. Also, state government has always been, you talk about silos, breaking the silos. That doesn't land in our priorities right now. So bringing them together, aligning these summits, we are bringing on continuous dialogue on how we serve Georgians, how we work in new state government. So you got to think of them as a cohesive series.
Steve, how does that show up specifically for cyber?
Well, cyber touches everything. Data platforms, digital services, utilities, cities, financial institutions, higher education, research environments. Having the dedicated space to go deep while also connecting these discussions to broader leadership conversations is really helpful. Cybersecurity is really risk management at its core.
Yeah. Nikhil, we're excited to have Emerging Tech come back for its 4th year, and it's coming still very timely. What are you hoping that next year's leader will be able to walk away with?
Yeah, it's definitely timely, and I'm so excited and thankful. Back when 2023, we jumped in with the first ever Emerging Tech event because that's when the conversations were all about either being super scared or just extremely excited about what they're seeing, and right? So that conference was like a good point to bring everyone together to not just kind of express what they were feeling about the tech, but also to have a reasonable conversation about where do they see themselves implementing it. 26 this year, we are really looking for more engagement because up until now, we've had a lot of academic conversations, but, sort of also like security, AI is much of a horizontal than just a vertical. That touches upon right from security to digital to business to different aspects of every organization. So from a workforce perspective, how does AI or how does some of the emerging tech actually assist in what we see as the future of a workforce? How does each and every piece of this emerging tech benefit teams and implementations and end of the day our service delivery? Building that trust with our constituents is going to be very key. So that composition is definitely to be had with agency leaders as far as like how can we do this in the most transparent, ethical way that not only builds trust, but also just allows us to have a very good foundation for how we want to build upon this going forward.
Wonderful. So let's kind of talk about what leaders can expect. I know it's a lot of events, but like you had shared, Shanzia, they're cohesive, right? They are interdependent on one another. When you think about kind of the ideal attending experience, what matters the most for you, Shanzia?
The relevance of it, the value add. I want the attendees to gain meaningful insights that they can take back and solution immediately within their cohesive groups. But I also talked about earlier the continuous dialogue, making sure they're talking about these events, talking about what they've learned, not just with their groups, but across agencies.
2026 will be a defining year for technology leadership in Georgia. And these 4 events are designed to support that journey, bringing together public sector and higher education leaders and industry partners around shared priorities.